Hello and welcome to ESAT. I am Ngidu Olde with the news. Eritrea will reopen its embassy in neighboring Ethiopia on Monday, 20 years after diplomatic ties were severed following a border war in 1998. The reopening of the embassy in Addis Ababa comes as Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki will pay a 3-day visit starting tomorrow, in a return gesture to the visit by Ethiopian Prime Minister last week to Asmara. Yemane Gebremasqel, Eritrean Minister of Information, said in a tweet that the visit will cement further and add momentum to the joint march for peace and cooperation set in motion by both leaders. Speaking today at a graduation ceremony of National Service and Youth Festival in Sawa, Eritrea, Afwerki said strong efforts will be exerted to make up the lost opportunities between the peoples of Eritrea and Ethiopia over the past 20 years. According to the Eritrean Ministry of Information website, President Isaias has also praised the bold political choice and clear vision of Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, which he said will, quote, make significant contribution to the overall development of both countries. Isaias will speak to a crowd of 25,000 people in Addis Ababa and will visit an industrial park in southern Ethiopia. He will be visiting Addis Ababa after 25 years. Rapprochements were set in motion after the appointment of Abiy Ahmed as Ethiopia's Prime Minister in April, who extended an olive branch to Eritrea in his inaugural speech. Isaias reciprocated by sending a delegation to Ethiopia and inviting Abiy to visit his country. One of the activities on the sidelines of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to the United States is the meeting between the exiled synod of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church and the synod in Addis Ababa. 3 archbishops representing each side will meet in Washington, D.C. next week to iron out their differences and perhaps unify the two synods. A statement released today by the exiled synod says it has been making great efforts to resolve differences peacefully and in line with the dogma of the Church. Abuna Markorios, the patriarch of the exiled synod, is the 4th patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, anointed in 1988. But when the current ruling party, the EPRDF, took control of the government in 1991, he was forced into exile. According to the WikiLeaks cables, the then Prime Minister, Tamrat Laine, admitted that he had signed an order to remove Abuna Markorios from the Patriarchate and appoint Abuna Paulos, creating division within the church. Abuna Paulos died in 2012 and was replaced by Abuna Matthias, who is now the Patriarch in Addis Ababa. In exile in the US, Abuna Markorios formed his Patriarchate and had his own followers. Several attempts to unite the two synods were to no avail. The church has remained divided for over a quarter century, mainly due to the interference of the ruling EPRDF in the affairs of the church. Sources say the new prime minister is determined to unite the two synods. He would like to see the two merge before the conclusion of his visit to the United States at the end of this month. And finally, the UN Security Council has imposed an arms embargo on South Sudan and sanctions on 2 military officials. The BBC report said 9 countries backed the US drafted resolution. Russia, China, and 4 other countries abstained. US Ambassador Nikki Haley told the Council that support for the arms embargo will send a message to South Sudan's leaders that we are fed up with delays and stalling. South Sudan won independence from Sudan in 2011 and has been beset by civil war, which has killed thousands and displaced more than 4.5 million people. Countless efforts to bring peace have failed. A recently signed ceasefire deal between President Salva Kiir and his former deputy Riek Machar has already been breached. That ends the news. Have a nice weekend.